Hello there. I am Suzanne and welcome back to my channel, Suzanne Williams for the Journey. Whether you're watching or listening, I hope that this is useful for you. And if it is, please subscribe or share it with a friend or comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. So today is all about overthinking. Something that so many of us do. So many of us do. We overthink, causes us stress, worry, anxiety, pain, um, and it's not great. So, I'm going to shed a bit of light on what overthinking is and hopefully give you some tools to cut it, stall it, pause it, slow it, stop it. With lovely techniques and tools used by so many with amazing results. So, maybe get yourself a cup of tea or just sit, get yourself comfortable, and let's dive into overthinking. We have a very clever mind. We're very lucky, and it can do so many things. It can do so many things at once. It can think, it can plan, it can remember, it can trip forward, it can do so many wonderful things that are useful to us. So it's a really good tool, and we're very grateful for that. But we can overthink, and it can cause us problems. Now, Michael Singer, amazing writer and teacher who wrote The Untethered Soul, and in that book he talks about the voice in our head, the voice that is constantly talking. And if you reflect on that, you'll find that yes, it is almost always talking to you, noticing, commenting, judging, criticizing, ruminating, going forwards, going back. And we're doing it all the time, and it causes us stress, pain. It can be good, and that's awesome. So we don't want to stop it doing that, but we want to stop it maybe being overly negative, ruminating, catastrophizing, overwhelming, worrying, being anxious, stressing, sweating the small stuff. So we are going to look at how to do this today. And Eckhart Tolle shared it really amazingly in a story, what we are doing inside our mind before we look at how we can make it easier. He told a story about catching the tube to where he worked in London for many years. Um, and there was a lady on the train, a person on the train. And she was always shouting out things. Um, They're all going to do this, you're all going to do that, this is happening, that is happening, over and over again. And he said that people sort of didn't look or kept themselves to themselves. And it was something that happened lots on the train with this person. And he said one day he got off the train or the tube, went to his office to work, and realized that what she was doing, he was also doing inside his head. And all of us were, all these thoughts going on and on and on in our head that, unlike the person on the train, we don't share all the time mostly, but it's still going on in here. And he said he had an aha moment of that, among with many amazing aha moments that Eckhart Tolle's had. That really resonated with me, that story, when I heard it many years ago. Um, and stuff is going on all the time. And I say to clients sometimes, if you had a computer printout at the end of every day, what thoughts you had in your head, you would look down that list, and some of them you think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I thought that about myself, or I can't believe I was running that one over and over and over again. And another tool I said to them is, if you did have that computer printout, highlight in green all the positive ones and in red the negative ones, what would the balance be like? And that's something to reflect of, which we're going to have a little look at in a moment. So how can we make this easier? How we can we stop some of this harmful, detrimental thinking? So we have a bit of peace and a bit of space. Well, the first thing we can do, the first most important thing with anything we're trying to look at really, is to bring awareness to it. Bring your awareness to it. Notice it. What are your thoughts like? Check in occasionally. Do a mindful check in a few times a day. What was I just thinking about? What am I thinking about? Are there patterns? Are there habits in my thoughts? Are they good? Are they useful to me? If they are, then I'm going to carry on with those ones. What are the other ones like? Am I criticizing myself a lot? Have I got a lot of negative thoughts about myself? Am I judgmental? Am I critical? Do I go over the same thing over and over again? Do I ruminate on a conversation I've had and come at it from all different angles? I wish I'd said that. I wish I'd said this. You didn't. What are your thought patterns like? So awareness is the first key. Second one, we want to break the link. We want to stop the thoughts before they build momentum, because thoughts will. Once the thought is created, it starts linking and creating more and more branches of this thought, finding evidence to pull in and support this consistent thought pattern. So one thing I would teach, we'll look at breath. So we're going to do some simple breathing exercises, 2 very short ones, just so we can get back in the flow to break that thought pattern. So you notice your thought, you notice thoughts now that are going around and they're not, they're a bit negative or they're harmful at the moment. They're not doing you any service. Right. I'm going to take 2 deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through our nose, long one out through your mouth. We're going to do it again. In through your nose, one out. If you were doing this in your day to day, you continue with the breath until the thought pattern had broken. You get on with whatever you're doing. Another really good breath pattern with words is 1 hand on your chest and 1 on your stomach. So there's a slight pressure. Slow your breathing down. And in your head, you're going to say, I am calm, all is well, and I am safe. Say, I am calm, all is well, and I am safe. Say it one more time together. I am calm, all is well, and I am safe. Say that until it calms. Not only does that one slow down and calm your nervous system, it distracts, stops the thought process in its tracks. The time you feel settled, if the thoughts are important, you will go back to them. If they're not, they can go off into the ether. So breathing is a brilliant way. Distraction is a brilliant way. And pop the kettle on, make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, put on a piece of music you really like, get into that sort of zone. Do an activity, maybe put something away or go out the back and water the flowers, something that distracts and stops the thought processes building. If they're useful and they're important, you'll come back to them. You're not ignoring them, but you're not engaging with the ones that are not useful, such as ruminating on an old conversation that you cannot change. That's not going to help, going over and over and over it. So you're distracting yourself with something just to stop the flow, and then you can come back into your day and into the game. Another method, a really good one, is pop it down on a post-it note, on a note. If it's really important, you can focus on it later. If it is not, you can scrumple up a piece of paper and pop it away. But your brain knows that you've put it there, so you won't forget it. So you don't have to go over and over and over and over again, which is tiring and not useful. The last one I would say is using your physical body. Go out for a walk, go to the gym, dance, do some yoga, do something different to help your body move through it and process it. Walking has been found to really help with processing traumas and anxieties and stresses. It allows your mind-body connection to do the work. If it's important, you'll come back to it. But if it's just an overthinking, catastrophizing, overwhelming, ruminating, worry-inducing thought pattern, it can go. It can go off into the ether because we don't need it. So bring your awareness to them. What you're thinking. Use your breath. Distraction. Pop it down. Write it down. Maybe journal on it if you want to. Use your physical body to stop this continual motion that can make us feel drained. And it's really useful when you bring your awareness to your thoughts. You'll start to see the ones that are good for you, and you can use those, and the ones that show you maybe blocks you have, maybe fears you have, maybe things that need working on. So it's a really good way of noticing you, helping you grow, helping you develop, helping you evolve, bringing the awareness to the person that you are so that you can move and change, support yourself in a far better way, and have a better day, week, month, year. So I'm really hoping that this is useful. There's so much more I could say about it, but I wanted it to be concise. That we do not have to think all the time, and we do not have to think thoughts that are hard for us all the time, and we don't have to believe them. Just because I think the thought does not mean it is true. There are amazing writers on this. There's amazing advice and support you can get on this, but I'm hoping that these are useful. Let me know if they are, and remember, it's your journey and you have got this, and I thank you.